Peace and love. How are you today? I thought it would be wonderful to do an angel reading to see what our angels have to say to us and how they can help aid in our healing and our growth and our movement forward. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a beautiful week so far. And let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to use a couple of decks today. The Angel Quest Oracle. And I just like to show the decks just in case it's something, if you see any images that speak to you, something you might like to have to refer to for your own healing work. This is one of my favorites too. I'll show you this one. We'll use this one today. This is the Angels of Light by Ambika Waters. I use this one a lot. And this is one of my favorite decks. I love this deck too, and this one as well, but I just got the Angel Quest Oracle because it's angels of all colors, and everybody's represented in this deck. In this particular deck, the angels don't really have, they're colors. They're just different, they're pink, they're blue, they're green, so I love that. I love representation in decks. I want to see myself in decks. I want to know that the Creator cared about me and other minorities enough to put us in the deck because we are a part of the world, right? And then we're all spirit beings, so if you can't put a spirit being in color, then something's wrong. So, and then this is another one that I really love. This is the Mother Mary Oracle by Elena Fairchild, and we'll finish up with one of these. And I just want, like I said, just want to show them to you, just so you can, if it's something that you're interested in. Let's go ahead and get started. First of all, thank you, Most High, for another day of life. Thank you for waking me up this morning. Thank you for clarity. Thank you for purpose. And thank you for aiding me in my healing. Thank you, ancestors, for your courage and your strength. Thank you, angels, for your protection, for your messages, and for your guidance. Thank you, Spirit, for all that you do. Angels, what messages do you have for us today as we all work towards healing our hearts and healing our minds? As we're all navigating in this world that can sometimes be difficult. We're dealing with difficult situations. We're dealing with difficult people. Some of us are dealing with loss. Some of us are dealing with pain. Some of us are looking for work at this time and having money, financial issues and marital issues, issues with our children. Just so many things are happening around us. But even with those things happening, the world is happening too. And so we're encountering things that we might not understand. What messages do you have for us, Spirit? Thank you so much. Thank you, angels. This is similar to the message we just had. Trust. The angels are encouraging you to keep the faith. So the angels want us to have trust that whatever situation we find ourselves in, whatever circumstance we're in at this time, that things will get better, right? So the angels want us to always have trust in them and have trust that they have our highest good in their hearts and in their minds, and that they're here working with us to move us towards those higher levels. Underneath that we had divine protection. Archangel Michael is shielding and protecting you with his light. So whether you believe in Archangel Michael or whatever you believe in, whatever deity you believe in, I believe in my angels, I believe in my ancestors as well, but they're offering us divine protection. So it means that even if we're going through something difficult right now, even if we're dealing with loss or major setbacks, that we are told to trust, and that while we're trusting and while we're moving through these difficult spaces, that we are being protected. And that is something that we have to believe in. Let's look underneath here as well. Loving kindness. Archangel Chamuel is summoning you to be more understanding and sensitive. I don't know if I pronounced that name right, but even when we're going through sadness or pain, we're still asked to be kind to ourselves above all. Be kind to ourselves so we can extend that energy outward and to be kind to others. Some of us have pets that have passed on to the spirit realm that are protecting us and watching over us. Some of us have pets that are here, right here and right now, that are loving us and that are watching over us and helping us heal. Spirit is saying that you should continue to show your pets, and whether your cat, your goldfish, whatever you might have, continue to show them love and show them attention at this time. And so, because they also are spirits here. They're here on their own journey. They're here to offer us companionship, but they're also here on their own journeys as well. And so we give thanks for them. We give thanks for their companionship. But we also treat others with loving kindness. And sometimes when we're going through the most difficult parts of our life, that is the test of it all, is how kind can we be even in the difficulties. And the Spirit would ask us to continue to be kind as we move forward. On the bottom here, we have clarity. Your angels are helping you see the situation in a clearer way. So some of us have been muddled. Some of us have been, things have been dark for us. Situations have been, and here comes my cat over here. Situations have been unclear. So Spirit is saying that at this point in time, that you will start to experience clarity in your life. Things will start to move forward as you continue to trust, as you continue to be kind to yourself and try to be kind to those around you, that clarity is offered to you, or clarity will be offered to you. Spirit, what else do you have for us? If you see my camera moving, it's my cat Ninja. She's taking an interest in this reading. All of a sudden, she was napping on the bed, but now just wondering what's going on. Maybe she feels that positive energy shifting in the room as we work with our angels. All right, angels, what messages do you have for us? Spirit just said maybe she is an angel, right? So we have Angel of Spiritual Exploration. So Spirit wants us to dive more into our spiritual practice at this time, whatever that may be for you. Angel of Sweet Shyness. Some of us are asked to come out and show parts of ourselves with the Sweet Shyness card. That's a beautiful energy. There's nothing wrong with having shyness, but Spirit is saying that sometimes we have to come out of it. I consider myself to be somewhat shy. I've gotten a little bit better as I've gotten older, but sometimes we have to show ourselves. Sometimes we have to show our kindness to others, and we have to offer support to others even when we're going through difficult times. An Angel of Grief. So these are all the things that we're working with, even when we're going through sadness and grief. Like I said, some have experienced loss and deep sadness and pain. Hold on really quickly. Come here. Come here. Yeah. You wanted to say hi. This is Ninja. Speak. So some of us are going through difficulties right now. We're going through major losses. We're going through setbacks. We're going through pain. But Spirit will ask us to just, continue to trust that things will open up and that clarity will be revealed. And that even through this, we're being protected. Then on the bottom, we have Angel of Rescue, which is a beautiful card here. You can see that. They're on standby, right? Our angels are on standby at this time while we're going through this particular process, while we're going through this healing, while we're waiting for this clarity to come through, while we're trusting that things will happen the way they're supposed to happen. And while we're waiting and while we're being kind to ourselves, even through the difficulties, while we're being kind to others around us, Spirit is still pushing us to not give up the faith, not give up the work that comes with our spirituality and that guidance. So whatever that might be in your case, like for me, it's going to be working with my ancestors, spending time talking with them, connecting with them. It's going to be connecting with nature when I can, being outside, looking and listening for messages in that way. It's going to be working with the water, with the healing energies of the water, the bodies of water, so the rivers and the lakes at the beach if I can get to it. It's going to be working with my cards. It's going to be prayer. It's going to be meditation. All those things. All those things could be you. For you, it could be prayer. For you, it could just be spending time with your family. Whatever is spiritual in that way that brings you that sense of that foundation, that creates that connection between you and the Most High. That's how we are able to get through these difficult times. Because what we say, faith, right, is a choice. You have a choice to have faith in that higher power. You have choice to have faith in your angels. You have choice to have faith in, your ancestral connections. I believe, for me, it is everything. It is the true foundation for me. But I've made that choice in my life, that I live my life in that way. So faith in itself is a choice. And so Spirit wants us to choose ourselves by being kind, right? But we have that kindness. But then also choose to take that kindness that we are having for ourselves and share it. Like, we can't be afraid to share ourselves with others. We can't be afraid to, even when we're going through the darkest moments, to work on healing others in a way. Because a lot of times that dark moment that we're going through, that loss that we're going through, that setback that we're dealing with, is that opportunity and that catalyst that can help someone else heal. Just through hearing your story, just through having a moment or a conversation with you, or just being around your energy as you're going through the healing process, right? It's nothing more powerful than seeing someone else heal. It's nothing more powerful than seeing somebody else realize that they need to heal, or realize that there are things that need to change in their life. And so we're teaching others by walking in that way. We're teaching others by having that faith. We're teaching others by still practicing our spirituality in the darkest moments, realizing that that is the light, And so, and like I want to just continue to say, spirituality is many different things, right? Don't get turned off by it because some people come at it this way, or some people come at it another way, or some people make it seem like it's this and it's that, and it's this and it's structured and it's written in stone. These things are not like that. Spirituality exists in your heart, is what it is for you. It's how you connect, right? And so we want to always find our way. Because if we find our way, then that's the right way. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's the right way. It hasn't been tainted by others. It hasn't been manipulated by others. And I talk a lot about that because I believe in freedom of mind, freedom of thought, right? And so when we find our own way to tap into our spirituality and how we connect with the Most High, then we have those authentic connections. We have those healing connections. We're able to take those healing connections and have that branch and that energy and that constant communication, that line of communication with the Most High, with our angels, and we're able to share that and spread that out to others. You don't have to have a large platform. You can just be talking to a friend, right? You can be talking to your child. So, hold on really quickly. I'm getting restless. Sorry about that. So yeah. So that's what Spirit would have us to do as we're going through situations that bring us grief. And understanding too that we all experience grief. Everybody at some point in time has experienced deep sadness and grief. Some are able to bounce back from it, some deny it, and some heal through it, and we're trying to heal through it. We're trying to understand the grief. We're trying to not hide and shy away from it, We're trying to reveal it, and we're trying to heal from it. And as we're healing from it, we're sharing our stories, or we're allowing ourselves to be open to healing others too. Because that's what we're here for. And I talk about that a lot in my readings, that we're here to help heal others in some capacity. even through friendship, through kindness, through a smile. It doesn't take a lot to just give somebody just a little bit of hope, give somebody just a little bit of kindness to help them get through that day. I mean, it sounds kind of corny, but it's just those small things, because we never know what people are going through, right? And while we're going through grief, somebody else might be grieving in another way. Like I said, we all are grieving in different times and different phases in our life. No one is above grief. No one is above sadness. And so we want to treat people in a way that shows grace and shows a spiritual type of kindness at all times. And so that when we're in those serious moments of deep grief, that the spirits, and the angels provide us with those people around us, those strangers that might come to us, or those, like we talked about earlier, those pets that might be in our life, that might come and cuddle with us when we are experiencing a deep sadness. So Spirit is saying, continue. And then the angel of rescue, like I said, they're on standby. Our angels are on standby. They're ready to help and assist us. And a lot of times, too, we have to be ready to ask for assistance. We ask for assistance from those around us. If we feel comfortable. Sometimes we have to break out that too. Sometimes you don't have to feel comfortable, but you still need to ask for help, right? But the spirit realm wants us to know that we can ask for help from that realm as well. You can ask your angels to put people in your life, put situations in your life, give you that clarity, open up your mind, open up your heart. So we can ask our angels for those things. Open up the path. I'm unsure of the way forward. I'm always asking my angels. A lot of times I'm unsure of what's going on. Like, I'm going through something right now where I'm unsure of my next steps. And I've been working with my spirit guides. I've been working with my angels. And, it's not straightforward. It's not like, Jewel, do this, do that, and go here and go there and talk to this person. They're going to tell you this, and then you're going to do this, and you're going to do that. It's not like that, It's a peaceful relationship. It can be rough at times, It depends upon how you talk to your guides. When you get to the point where when you work with your spirit team, you know how they communicate with you, and you know how they push you forward, and you know how they have you ease back. They want me to ease back now. And a lot of times when I'm uncertain, I have a hard time relaxing and easing, slowing down my mind. And that's all of us, who can be going through difficult times in their life and they just, chill out and relax. But sometimes my guides want me to chill. They want me to chill. They want me to let them know. They want me to know that things are happening, in the way that they're supposed to. We talked about that the other day with that divine timing, and so that divine flow. And so being in that divine flow is not always easy. And so when you get a chance, when you talk with your guides, when you talk with your spirit team, when you get a chance to understand those connections and how they work with you and how they communicate with you, you're able to pretty much trust them a little bit more. And you trust yourself more, but you're also able to have clarity even in the darkest of moments, when you don't see any solutions around. Because sometimes we're in situations where we don't see any solutions, where we don't see any smiling faces, any helping hands, right? But Spirit is saying, even in those darkest moments, be kind to ourselves. Because I think a lot of times we tend to blame ourselves when we end up in situations where things become dark. And so we become the target. We become the person that's getting attacked, not by others, but by ourselves. So Spirit is saying that even when the moments become dark and desolate, that kindness needs to be brought out more than ever, that we need to be tender to our hearts and tender to our minds. And we need to watch how we're talking to ourselves. What are we saying? Are we saying sweet things? Or are we being nasty? Are we blaming ourselves for situations that might have gone wrong? How much do we want to hurt ourselves? How much do we want to stay deep, dark in a hole somewhere where we're unafraid, where we're not afraid, or where we are afraid, where we're afraid to come out and show our heads to the world because we beat ourselves so bad. We beat ourselves up so bad. The world will beat us up too. But then we beat ourselves up, right? And so Spirit is saying, reminding us to always be kind, always be gentle to your heart and to your mind. Speak kindness to yourself. Be thankful for the day, if that's it, for right now, right? Because it's just right now, just a moment in time. So we can grasp on to the little things. I'm thankful for this day. I'm thankful that my heart is beating. Thankful for my sight. I'm thankful that I can hear. Oh my goodness, what a blessing. I looked at my fridge, okay. I don't really have much in here, but I can make a quick sandwich, maybe a little PB&J. Maybe I don't have a jelly, right? I can make some peanut butter. Maybe I don't have the peanut butter, okay. 2 slices of bread, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it sounds pitiful, but we've been there, right? So we give thanks for what we do have, right? And so when we give thanks for what we do have, that minuscule, sometimes when it's just like, it's so small. It seems so small. But we're able to recognize when the larger blessings come. We're able to recognize that light when it starts to shine in those deep, dark corners that we've been sitting in and hiding in. If we continue to hurt ourselves and to be nasty and to say mean things to ourselves, we don't see those shining lights. We just see the darkness. We've created our own darkness. And for some, it becomes comfort to sit in that darkness, to sit in those dark, dark places. No one's going to bother you there. Nobody's going to question your motives. Nobody's going to ask you, what the heck are you doing in here? You know, because usually when you've gone so dark, people don't want to deal with you. Nobody's going to tell you what to do. You know, you can do what you want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. Even if, you know, you're harming yourself, do what you want to do. So sometimes people get comfortable with those darknesses. And we've talked about that before. We talked about the shadow, being comfortable living in those shadow aspects of ourselves, because we all have them, right? And so that's where that kindness comes in. It's like, what? Wait a minute. This is something that I remember. This is a pain that I remember. This is something that I've experienced before. I can do two things. I can learn from it, I can grieve over it and rise above it, or I can remember it and I can kind of start wallowing in it, and I can start thinking, that's right, that always happens to me. That's the way things always happen. I never want to get out of the situation, you know? Every time I do this always happens. Nothing good ever happens. It always comes back to this situation. And so that's the trap that we end up in. The world is difficult, right? Because not only are we dealing with the outside, not only are we dealing with those things coming into us from the outside, whether it's the media and just whatever it may be, but we're dealing with those internal battles. We're healing from internal battles. So it's a balancing act that has to happen. So with Spirit is saying, continue to practice loving kindness. Believe that you're protected, right? And just trust. Trust as you're healing. Trust as you're going through grief and sadness. Trust that you're wonderful, you're beautiful, you're amazing. You're worth every bit of kindness. You're worth every bit of abundance. You're worth every blessing. You are a blessing. We don't think of ourselves as blessings, but we're blessings. Let's get one from the Mother Mary Oracle, and then we'll finish up. And I'll read this, because I like this guidebook. I might not read it all, but I'll read some. Our Lady of Peaceful Change. Our Lady of Peaceful Change. And then Our Lady of Divine Presence is on the bottom. So Most High is with us. The divine energy is with us at all times. Let's read this. Our Lady of Peaceful Change. Like I said, I'll just read a little. Change is coming to you now, my dear child. It is a change that has been triggered by the loving prayers held deep within your heart. This change does not have to be difficult for you. Trust in me, and I shall ensure that you are supported through this change, that you are held safely and securely in my heart as you transition from one way to another. I would like you to use your energy for more worthy purposes than unnecessary worry. Trust me a little more and know that changes you are encountering now, or soon will, are actually the blessings of my answer to your prayers. Our Lady of Peaceful Change comes to us when change is either happening now or it's on its way to us soon as an answer to a prayer. Not all change has to be difficult. Change can evoke thought of upheaval, uncertainty, instability, or even fear. We all have different capacity to accept change with equanimity, depending on circumstances and situations. Sometimes it might seem very frightening indeed. At other times, it might not be so frightening. It may even be considered exciting, even whilst there are moments of confusion or uncertainty. Our Mother Mary understands that sometimes change feels very challenging, and sometimes there is a very good reason for this. Perhaps the sheer magnitude of change requires a lot of emotional energy in order for us to be able to take a leap. In such situations, we might actually need a bit of a push from life or a nudge from the Divine Mother to take those steps. Those nudges will come in the form of life circumstances that urge us to loosen our grip and let life happen even more freely. Sometimes it will be gentle. It will be a gentle lull in the waves of the great ocean of life, and we relax, let go, and flow. At other times, we need a great big wave to overcome us in order for us to let go and realize that it's actually safe to flow. The fear was only about this letting go. I'll skip down here. She is also letting you know that this change in circumstance or situation will actually feel much better for you. It will free you up from something that you weren't consciously aware was holding you back. She asks that you trust her, and trust that as you adjust to change, you will realize that it's the answer to a prayer. And so we remember that we're being protected. We remember that we're being kind to ourselves as we're moving through this change and this process. And even if we don't have it now, Spirit says that we will eventually have clarity, right? We will have clarity over the situation. And we are also told to trust. I think that's one of the hardest things. Trust in the Spirit, but trust in ourselves that we know what's right. We know the right path. We know how to be kind to ourselves. We know how to love ourselves. If we don't know how to love ourselves, then other people will not love us properly. The world will not love us properly. The job will not love you properly. Not that we want love from our job, but we want respect, right? And that's what I'm talking about. People will walk over you. People will treat you the way you treat yourself. If you treat yourself like nothing, if you treat yourself like the worst thing that happened, if you don't have any kindness for yourself, then that's the way people around you would treat you. That's very scary to me. So, anyways, thank you, angels, for this message. Hope it was healing. It's always healing for me. I'm always going through changes and always working on being kinder to myself. These are things that we're working on. Nobody is perfect. I read cards. I'm constantly learning and constantly growing. And that's all there is to it. Until next time, peace.